All right, so guys, this is another problem here out of 6.1, and the question was really how do I do more of the last part here? So I am going to do the last part, but I just want to make sure that everybody understands how to do these portions right here. So again, it says you're given the sample mean and a population standard deviation. Use the information to construct the 90% and 95% confidence intervals for the population mean. Interpret the results and compare the results, or compare the widths of the confidence intervals. And it says, if convenient, use technology to construct the confidence intervals. So I am going to do this here on my calculator app. So a couple of things I'm going to write down. When I read the first part of the problem, it says a random sample of 50 home theaters. So that's telling me that my N is 50. Has a mean price of $147. So my X bar is 147. And it says assume the population standard deviation. So my population standard deviation sigma is $19.30. Okay, so again, just to reiterate what it is we're trying to do, we're constructing the 90% and 95% confidence intervals for the, I want to emphasize this again, population mean. Okay, so for part A, for the 90% confidence interval, okay, so I'm going to use these pieces of information, and I'm going to get my calculator here going. I'm going to go to stat, I'm going to go to tests, and I'm going to go to Z interval, which is number 7, okay? And so my sigma was 1930. Okay, my X bar was 147. Our N was 50. And my confidence interval, the first time we were doing it for a 90% confidence interval. And so I'm doing this, and I'm thinking about this in terms of money. So the lower bound is going to be $142.51, and the upper bound is going to be $151.49. So if you notice, that's exactly what they have aquí, right there, okay? So I'll just write it down again, 142 and 51. And 151 and 49. Oops, 49, okay. And then for part B, we're going to do this now for a 95% confidence interval. Okay, so I'm going to come back to my calculator app right here. The only thing I'm going to do, guys, everything is going to stay the same. But right here on my confidence interval, instead of being 0.9 for 90%, I'm going to go 0.95. And then if you notice, my numbers haven't changed it. But once I do the little, either move my cursor up or down, now we have our numbers. So it should be $141.65 and $152.35. So let me write that here. So we came up with 141 and 65 cents and 152 and 35 cents. And if you notice, that's exactly what they have there. Okay, so now it says interpret the results. Okay, so it says part A, if I look at each of the choices, with 90% confidence, it can be said that the sample mean lies within the first interval. But remember what it is we're looking for. We're looking for the intervals of the population mean. So that's why I know that A can't be my choice. Okay. So now let me look at part B. It says with 90% confidence interval, or 90% confidence, it can be said that the population mean, yes, that's good so far, lies in the first interval. 95% confidence, it can be said the population lies in the second interval. And it says the 95% confidence interval is narrower than the 90% confidence interval. Okay, so that's going to be the difference between choice B and choice C. If I were to draw a number line, okay, and I'm going to do this using the colors that I'm using here, like green and blue. So with green, I would have to say that 142 and 51, I'm just going to mark it here. And then I would mark 151 and 49 here. And then when I were to do the blue, 141.65, that would actually be to the left. 141.65, and 152.35, that would actually be to the right. So when I look at this part here that I underlined here in red, it says the 95% confidence interval is narrower than the 90%. No, it isn't, because look at the blue one. The blue one is more wide, right? So that's why we're saying the 95% confidence interval is wider than the 90%, okay? And you can think about this, again, since they're intervals, you can kind of think like an interval on the number line, because that's exactly what it is. And so you can see that the 95% is wider than the 90%. So again, I hope this helps. If you all got any questions, please let me know. I'm happy to help you guys. Hope you're doing safe and healthy, and